Hey y'all, welcome to Pleiadian Point of View. I'm Peyton with Peyton Energetics, and as you can probably imagine, I'm a Pleiadian channel. So in this week's Point of View, the Pleiadians wanted to talk to us a little bit about how to know what is true these days. As y'all know, we have so much information bombarding us around the clock, and lately it's gotten kind of hard to know what is true. What is manipulation, what is deception, and what is actually the truth? It seems to be in kind of short supply these days. So I asked the Pleiadians to talk to us a little bit about how we find our way through this minefield when there is so much in our world that is not as it appears to be. So what the Pleiadians had to say about this is to tell us that now is the time to question everything. And they mean everything. Any sources of information you are listening to, any people who are giving you information or advice, anything your mind is telling you, it is time to question everything. And the way the guides encourage us to go about this is to start to listen to everything. Whether this is a story you are hearing on the news, whether it is something you're seeing or reading on social media, whether it's just something that someone is talking to you about, any information that we are taking in from an external source, and I even throw the mind in there. What thoughts is your mind trying to convince you of? But definitely any information coming from outside of you. The guides are encouraging us to listen, not with our ears and our senses, but with our bodies. Because as they like to say, your bodies never lie to you. Your body is a built-in lie detector. So if we learn to run everything through our body, and all that means is just as you're listening to something, taking that information in, maybe you're watching a video or listening to someone talk, pay attention to your body. How does your body respond to that information? Because what you will notice as you start to practice this, and it's not something that you necessarily get the hang of right out of the gate, so this is something that practice is required for, you'll notice that your body will tend to give you very different feedback when you're listening to something that is truthful. When you're listening to something that is aligned with your inner truth, you'll get a very different answer than when you're listening to something that is not in integrity, something that is manipulative, something that is saying one thing and the energy says something else. Your body will be able to sense the difference. Now, how this shows up for each of us is very unique and personal. So some guidelines or some things that you might look for when you're hearing something that is not in alignment with you, something that doesn't resonate with your truth, what you may notice in your body is a form of contraction, like that sense of tightening. So this is common as a bodily response to things that we're not in alignment with. So you may notice tightening in your gut. That's a common way that this is reflected. You may notice pressure somewhere in your body or tensing in your body. Maybe your muscles will tighten, or even just that sense that, I don't know about that. And so there's many ways that your body will give you feedback. And as you start to listen to your body, you'll figure out how it talks to you, because each of us is going to process energy slightly differently. We each will process it or feel it in a different way. So figuring out how your body talks to you is the best way to get a handle on this. So just starting to listen to how your body responds, you'll start to pick up on what your body's signal is to something that is not true. You'll start to notice, oh, every time I listen to that guy on YouTube, my stomach is in a knot. Or every time I follow this person, even though the words they are posting seem lovely and upbeat, something feels off about it. That is your body talking to you, your intuition talking to you. And as the guides are explaining to us, this is the only way for us to navigate these days. Because in 3D, our operating system was the physical senses and the mind. So we are very programmed to take things at face value. And that can be a very dangerous thing these days, to believe blindly what we are being fed. Because as the guides have been saying recently, we are being fed a lot that is not as it seems. And the only way to know the difference is to listen to your intuition. Because what is true and right for you may not be true and right for the person standing next to you. So this is becoming a very personal process where, as the guides like to say, this is one of the Pleiadians' favorite mantras: there is no truth, there is only perception. So what is in alignment with you? What do you choose to make your truth? And the way to start figuring this out is by listening to your body. Now, we talked a little bit about some of the signs your body may give you when you're listening to something that is either not true, not in integrity, that's perhaps a better word, or something that is not in alignment with your truth, with what you value, with your higher self. If you are listening to something that is in alignment, a lot of times we will experience this in our bodies as expansion, as opening or relaxing. So you may notice that you just feel kind of a sense of relief, or like your muscles relax for a little bit. Or there's an opening in your heart chakra. You just feel it kind of relaxing and basking in that information, that vibration. So that is how you can distinguish something that may be appropriate for you from something that might not be. And that is by tuning in to the physical body. It is becoming our way of navigating the world because, as the Pleiadians have been saying lately, we can no longer trust what we are taking in with our physical senses, because the physical senses are wired to the brain, which is 3D, our 3D operating system. And our brain just takes everything at face value. And these are not the days to be doing that. So listening to your body is our best way right now, according to the Pleiadians, to figure out what is true and what is fiction. So that is this week's Pleiadian point of view. I hope it helped you. I'll see you soon. Bye.